Hello everyone, how you guys doing? This is our fourth video about Ansible, and if you did not watch last three videos, go back and watch those and come, so you will get a proper understanding. And also before we start, just go and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and also click the bell icon so you will get a notification. And also like my Facebook page and Instagram, and also then you can stay in touch and you can send your questions, and probably I can help you. So today, before start, don't worry about this cap. Actually, I was planning to record this video yesterday, but for some reason I couldn't. So today, this kind of unplanned recording. So now it's almost 2:30, almost 3 in the morning. So I'm a little bit lazy to fix my hair, so I use a cap. Easy solution. So today I'm going to explain you how Ansible playbook works, right? So far we learned about the ad hoc command, and now I'm going to explain you how the playbook works. So playbooks are nothing but it's just a collection of commands, right? So for example, let's say you want to set up an application server. Okay, so then what are the tasks you need to done? Let's say you get a server with just OS install. Probably you need to install your packages what you need, or your utilities like a nmap kind of utilities what you need, vim type of editors or nano editors, whatever you want. And then you probably need to install the Docker, Java, Maven, and all those your packages to make sure that environment is ready to run, right? So I'm going to so then let's say you get install Docker, that's a one task. Install Java, that's a one task. Install Maven, that's a one task. Install nmap, that's a one task. Likewise, you get a task, right? So like when you to complete a particular use case, you need a multiple tasks. For example, that your scenario is your use case is install set up application server. So task would be install Java, install Maven, install Docker, and so on and so forth. Then don't question me like if you install Docker, why you install Java? Just an example use case, right? So I'm going to show you how we can do that. So like I explained, install Java and install Maven is two different tasks, right? So to achieve one scenario, you need a collection of tasks. So that's why we have a playbook, right? So playbook is nothing but collection of tasks, right? So here today in this demonstration, I'm going to use only one node because that's easy, right? Obviously, you know now if it's work with the one node, it's obviously going to work with the multiple nodes, right? So here I have my host file set up, and here I have my JDK RPM also here, right? I'll tell you why. So if you cat this host file, so you will see it's just one server, right? So one node. I can comment out all other nodes, right? These are there, but doesn't affect because it has a hash mark in front of that. So then I have this certificate set up, right? So far you know this. So I'm going to make sure this is working. Ansible web my host file, and I'm going to ping and see whether it's working. So that's a good practice. Before you start anything, you can ping. So now playbook is, I told you playbook is a collection of tasks, right? So task is a kind of a command and arguments, right? Like what we did last time as ad hoc command. So you can write a YAML file for particular playbook, right? You can have any number of playbooks in your machine, right? In your Ansible installation, but I'm going to create one playbook, right? So I'm going to name that as a main.yaml, right? And I'm going to just start with the 3 lines, right? So I'm going to give a name for this. Name is, let's say, setup application server, right? And then I can give hosts, right? What are the hosts this should apply? It can be all, it can be particular few nodes, right? So in my case, I just have a web node, right? So web group, so I'm going to use that one. And then I can give remote user. So this is the user this will use to connect. And if you need to become a super user, you can say become equal true, right? So now I'm done. So I just set up my playbook property. So what this simply does is, this name is nothing but just arbitrary thing you to understand that. and then host. So what is the host group is this effect, and the remote user is what is the user you are going to connect, and once you connect you have to become a super user. That's why become is true. So this kind of a playbook property. So now I'm going to create task. So task has a name. So this is first I'm going to make sure it's enabled with EPEL packages. So I'm going to use yum for that. Okay. So now my next task. So this is one task, right? So now my next task is install basic tools I need. So here I'm going to use something a little different to teach you something. So we can use something called variable substitution, right? So you can use a one task but install multiple softwares, right? Multiple packages. Okay. So how I'm going to do that? So as a name, I'm going to just give a variable called item, and here I'm going to tell with items. So now you can mention what are the packages you want to install. I need nmap and also git, right? So I just need these two packages. Okay, so I just need these two packages. So now this is an example to show you how the variable substitution work. This is same as you just repeat this task twice and just give the nmap and the git to the yam. But you can do like if you have a 10 different things to install, you can use like as a list here. So this work with the variable substitution, right? So each of these are tasks, right? So hope you understand that now. So now my next task, I'm going to install Java to my remote machine, right? But I don't want to, like, let's say I have 100 nodes. I don't want to those 100 nodes to download all those, right? So therefore, what I'm going to do is I have downloaded copy in my this machine, and I'm going to push that to my remote nodes, right? So keep in mind, this example, this example scenario use case, I design in a way so it's cover everything, right? So I'm going to install Maven by downloading into the remote node, but I'm going to use Java by pushing the package to the remote node. So in that way you can learn the both, right? You can use whatever you choose for your use case, right? So I'm going to use install Java. So but this task is push package to remote node. Okay, so what I'm going to do is here I'm going to use a copy command, copy module. So this would be this file here, right? So this one, so I'm going to copy this, right? So this is my source, and then my destination is I want to go this to OPT and the same name. I just need this to become 744, right? So that means owner can execute also, right? So that task is done. So then I need other task to install Java, right, from copied RPM. Okay, so for this I'm going to use this yum package again, and then I'm going to pass the name equal opt and this one, the file I copied, right? So in the last time I used the name as a package name, but this time I'm going to use the name as the file RPM I copied, right? So you know that yum has a yum local install, so it's similar one. We can use this yum module to do the same task, right? So that's what I said, this example scenario designed in a way to cover maximum is possible. So now I'm done with the Java, right? So now I want to install Docker for this, right? So name, right? So that will install the Docker. But installing a Docker isn't enough, right? So I need to start the Docker as well. But for now, I'm not going to do that. Why? Because I'm going to show you that step by step, right? So I just going to do these things, and I'm going to show you how this works, right? So let's first connect to the remote node and see whether these things are there, right? So then in that case, you can make sure it's installed by our Ansible playbook, right? Right. So first I'm going to see whether Java is installed, JDK is installed. So not JDK, right? So I'm going to see whether nmap is installed. Sorry, nmap is installed, and nmap also not there. So git install, git is also not there. And maven, whether maven is installed, maven is also not there. The docker install, the docker is also not there, right? Nothing is there, right? It's just an empty box, right? So now I'm going to exit from this, and I'm going to run this playbook, right? So how I can run this? Ansible, there is a special command called ansible playbook, right? So for that also we need to pass the host and inventory, right? And then we need to tell what is my playbook name. So now it give me, okay, I think I made a small mistake here. So let's go and fix this. It should not the task, but it should be task, because we use multiple tasks, right? So let's run again. So now this time it's you can see here it's just setting one by one, right? So enable epl is done, then install basic tool is done. So you can see it's nmap and git both installed. So install java push package, it's work, it's done, and then it's trying to install, right? That's also done, and then installing the docker. Okay, looks like everything worked fine. So let's try to connect there and see whether this really worked, right? So I'm going to use the previous command so you can make sure I'm not do any cheating here. Okay, so let's see with the Java C first. Java install. Oh, sorry. So Java install, that means that command work properly. So whether docker is installed, yeah, docker also install, but I want to show this thing here. So if I try to run something, I didn't add to the sudo group, so I'm going to use the sudo. It will tell docker is not started, right? Docker is not running because I didn't start it yet, right? So what else I installed nmap, right? So nmap is installed, right? So then what else? Git, right? So git also installed, right? So now you can see everything is installed, right? Ansible work. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to update my playbook to start the docker also, right? So now I'm going to create a new task here. True. I think enabled it should be yes, but not the true, but we'll see. If it's wrong, we can fix it, right? That's I'm done. So meantime, I'm not only doing that, but I'm going to do something else as well to save the time. So I'm going to install the maven as well, because I need to install the maven here. So as I mentioned before, I'm going to cover all the possible scenarios as much as I can. So I install the Java by pushing into my RPM into the remote node. So in that case, if you have 100 nodes, those 100 nodes don't need to download that. But this case, I'm going to show how if you want to do something, if your remote node need to download that, right? So this is how you can do that. So I can use a get URL command, right? So get URL will download the package into the remote node directly. So we need to tell what is the package we need. So URL. So you can get the URL from Maven repository. So I'm going to download this one. So copy link address, right? So that's my URL, and then I'm going to tell what is my destination, and I want this to download into OPT by this name, right? So take a note here, it comes as a tar file. That's it. So I need to now untar this file, right? I need to extract this name, untar maven package, right? So there what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a shell command. I'm going to change directory into OPT because I downloaded to OPT, and then I want to create new directory. Then I want to use the command tab. I'm going to use zxf, right, and then I'm going to use the file. So what is the file I want to enter? This one, and then I want to untie it to OPT, right? So that's my task also done. So now I need a new task, right? So because you know that just extracting anta the main one doesn't work, right? So you need to add the path. You need to update the path variable because just extracting will not work, right? If you want, like, we can see whether why it is. Like, you can go here and you can, so this also playbook also like idempotent, so you can execute any number of time. It doesn't try to reinstall again and again, right? So you can see all those tasks what happened last time comes as okay. It doesn't try, it doesn't change. So now you can see start docker is changed, so that means it worked. So now it's installing maven on that node, but keep in mind it will install an anta, but looks like I made a small mistake. I know, it's just a warning. It says use the tar module instead of the shell command. But I'm not going to fix it now, right? I mean, it's just a warning. What it says, do not, I mean, there is a specific module, so use that instead of the shell because we use the shell. Looks like everything is work fine. And now I'm going to go back to here and make sure my docker is working because I started the docker with my last playbook command. So now it should work. Good, it's working, but still maven command will not work. But if you check opt apache maven, so there should be it's extracted, right? Everything is work, but the problem is we didn't update the path, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to update the path now. So I'm going to this one, right? So update the path also, you have multiple ways to do that, but I'm going to use a very simple ways in this demonstration. I want this to go etc environment. Okay, see what happened. Okay, so let's execute this command again, and so you can see now all the tasks will come as okay because it's nothing modified with this playbook except the last one. Okay, looks like it's updated the path, so we can go there and just see whether maven command is working. Okay, yeah, it's working. So that means it's update the path. If you want, you can double check by echoing path, right? So now you can see it's PT maven is there, right? So what I demonstrated is how you can do a collection of tasks and group in a playbook and execute that, right? So if you want to set up a database server, you can have other playbook called setup database. If you have a, whatever the task, right? The rule is the ad hoc command is the one what doing the job, right? But when you give the parameters and the name and the everything, it become a task. But to accomplish some goal, accomplish a goal like install application server, install database server, install a gateway, that's a task, that's the goal, right? To accomplish that goal, you need to achieve multiple tasks, right? So what you can do is in a playbook, you can group those tasks and design as a playbook, right? In the next video, I'm going to show you how we can connect this Ansible into GitHub webhook So in that case, where you push some command to Git, like let's say you have a project in the GitHub, you do some modification and you push it, right? So how the Ansible can automatically pull the changes and build it and create a Docker or whatever we plan to do, right? So it's kind of a real world demonstration. So I'm going to do that in the next video. So once you push your changes, how Ansible can automatically pull without you manually executing the playbook, how Ansible can automatically pull it and do your job, right? And make sure you share this video with your community, people who are interested about these videos, and subscribe to my channel, and also click the bell icon and like to my Facebook and Instagram, so you can stay in touch and share your questions and the problems you are facing. So I'll try to help depending on the time, right? So we'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, take care.